Trojans. Happy Friday. Maria Carter Ewald here, our Community Relations and Recreation Director for Whitmore Lake Public Schools. I'm excited to be joined here today by Charlie Basham and Sue Wanamaker from our Early Childhood Center. We're doing kind of our first official program spotlight feature for Facebook Live. And so we're just going to chat today about everything that our Early Childhood Center has to offer for the ages 0 to 5. We're going to go over Head Start, Great Start Readiness Program, tuition preschool, all that good stuff. And as always, with any of our Facebook Lives, you have a question for them specifically about anything we have to offer for ages 0 to 5. Put that in the comments below, and we'll address that at the end of the broadcast. So thank you guys so much for being here this morning.
Yes, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
My
thanks for
pleasure.
coming to our program.
Yeah, we're currently right here in our beautiful Early Childhood Center library, so you can see all the fun books behind us. So let's get started. I guess let's start. We're going to review each program one by one. I think that's a good way to address it. So let's start with Head Start. Tell me a little bit about the program, what ages it serves, all that good stuff.
Okay. You want to start out, Charlie?
Yes, that's me. Head Start is a federally funded preschool program for children who are 3 or 4 by December 1st. It is an income-based program, so you have to qualify. Currently, we have 3 classes, 1 for 3-year-olds and 2 for our 4-year-olds. All programs are Monday through Thursday, full days, with a few Fridays sprinkled throughout the year.
Okay. And what does full day mean?
We have 1 class for our 3-year-olds that is from 8 to 3. Actually, one of the 4-year-old
Yes.
classes is from 8 to 3 as well.
Okay,
and the other one is 8:15 to 3:15.
Okay, perfect. And so that's for children who are 3 or 4 years old by December 1st
Correct.
of 2017.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So, okay, perfect. What all does that program entail? Is there meals? Do they have to bring their own meals in? Are the meals provided?
Everything is provided, so they receive a breakfast in the morning, lunch in the afternoon, and then a snack before they go
Oh,
home.
great.
All the classes have a rest time in the middle of the day after lunch
Okay.
for about an hour or so.
And all that food is free?
All the food is provided. Everything's provided. Head Start families are not asked to bring in anything.
Okay, great. All right. Any other kind of offerings that is within Head Start?
Well, Head Start's it's a comprehensive program. So there's
Okay.
a lot of services there. There's a lot of requirements because it is federally funded. So the physicals for the children are very detailed. The children need to have a dental exam.
Okay.
We want them to have a medical home, a dental home. So those things are important within the program.
Okay.
It's very parent involvement oriented. So we have a meeting every month. The parents actually vote on things like our attendance policy, a new hire they have to approve,
Okay.
our budgets, our contract. Any kind of change, our parents are involved with their voting on those things.
Okay.
And then we'll have a parent representative at the county level as well.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of Head Starts around in our county. So they represent Whitmore Lake there. So our parent involvement is really important within Head Start.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. And then how do they qualify? What are some of the requirements?
Well, as I said before, it is income-based, so it is based on family size, and it's according to the federal poverty limit set forth by the federal government. There are a few other ways that you can qualify automatically. Foster children are automatically qualified. Any family that is receiving cash assistance from the state or that is receiving supplemental security income, and families that are in a temporary living situation can automatically qualify.
Oh, great. Okay, so how do is there a website that they go to, or can they call? What is the steps for them to figure out if they do qualify?
Okay. The first thing would be to go to the website, washtenaw.preschool.org. There you fill out an interest survey. It's basically a quick, demographic, how many people are in the household, what's my income, if there's any special, circumstances we need to know about.
Okay.
Once that is filled out, the site administrator reviews it. If it looks like the family might qualify, she then sends it to me. And at that point, I contact the family to come in for their intake interview.
Okay, and typically what's the timeline, would you say?
Within a couple days. It's usually, maybe 2 or 3 days by the time they submit it that it's forwarded to me. And then when I call them, whenever we can work out a time that they can come in.
Okay. So as a parent, I feel like, the school year has started. Have I missed the boat?
No, definitely
Okay.
not. We enroll all year long. We do have some openings right now, but we will carry a wait list.
Okay.
So if students drop, we are able to take anyone that's ready to come in and is waiting.
Okay.
But yeah, we enroll all year long.
All right, so about how many spots do we have open in Head Start?
Currently, I have 2 spots open.
2 spots?
Mhm.
Okay. And what happens if we don't fill those spots?
We could lose that funding.
We could lose that
potentially
funding.
lose that funding.
Yeah.
The 30 days has already passed and we're not full. However, it looks like within our county, there may be some openings elsewhere as well.
Okay.
But we try to constantly, the reason we're here today is we want to reach every family who's eligible. Even if we were full, we want to reach everybody out there. We want them to come, and we've had a few people call that haven't followed through with paperwork, and we want to make sure we get them in here.
Okay.
It's
great.
important to get all of our families into our programs.
So you talked about that if they're not necessarily at that 100% poverty line set by the federal government, that there's some like risk factors or things about kind of their situation that might help them qualify even if they don't.
Right. We are allowed to take over income students.
Okay.
They have to be approved by the intermediate school district, who is our grant holder.
Okay.
We generally look for families that have other risk factors or other students who may have a developmental disability. Most of our students receive speech therapy,
Okay.
something like that. Sometimes we will take families if a parent just lost a job, something like that.
Okay. You had mentioned too, like, if one or both of the parents haven't finished high school, that's a good indicator. Like if there's if it's a teenage parent of the current child, that really helps kind of, increase their eligibility for the program.
Well,
If they have trauma.
yeah, the way Head Start works, when you come in, you do the intake, you bring in your income documentation, we make sure you qualify. And then the way Head Start works, you have to be selected into the program. Children are selected based on their need for the program. So we go through risk factors and we see if there's anything that might put the student at risk for success in the classroom.
Okay.
And they receive a score based on their risk factors. So students are selected based on their score. The higher the score, those students get in first.
Meaning like the more risk factors they have,
Correct.
the more they are in need of the
Yes,
program, the more
right.
likely they're able to get in.
Yes.
So we highlight that for you guys too, so that if you know of families within our area that are facing those challenges in their lives, to encourage them, share this information with them, because it can be a game changer. This
Yep.
program's not just, and I love the approach that it's not just for the student, for the child
No, it's for the
necessarily.
family.
You guys
It's
take a whole family approach. You had mentioned that there's some support, say within the family, if the parent wants to set a certain goal, you guys help
Right.
provide them
Yeah.
support. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yes. We do what's called a family partnership, basically a family goal. Sometimes the teacher can set it, oftentimes it's with me. And the goal can be, really anything. I've had goals where families just wanted to spend more time together. Sometimes it's as big as, purchasing a house.
Okay.
A lot of times it's an educational goal that they want their child to work on throughout the school year, especially if maybe they're going to kindergarten next year.
And you guys kind of help them just create an action plan or
Right.
give
Yep.
them that support, put them in touch with resources to help them achieve that goal?
Yep, yeah, we look at what their goal is and we come up with some steps that the family can work on, so it's not just us doing
Yeah.
everything for the family, but really giving them the skills to do these things on their own now and then, in the future.
Yeah.
We will follow up throughout the year, make sure things are going well, make sure that certain deadlines have been met.
Man, Charlie, can you help me out?
We have lots of resources.
I have lots of goals. I need support. No, that's really great that it's kind of like it's sometimes it's hard to achieve.
It is.
Being a family and just getting through the day-to-day can be daunting
Just
sometimes.
going through those steps
Mhm.
it's important.
Yeah.
And to be able to set those goals within a safe, supportive, encouraging
Right.
space is fantastic. And I bet you a lot of people don't know that is support that's within that Head Start program.
Right.
So that's great. Anything else on Head Start that we should share? You guys do some home visits as part of the program,
Our
and
Head Start and the Great Start Readiness Program.
Okay.
There's 2 home visits a year and 2 conferences.
so what do those really entail?
Well, the first home visit is before school begins, and so that's so that the teacher can get to know the child and the family get to know the teacher. And the
That's
assistant
great.
teacher goes as well, and they might do a little bit of assessment or they may not, depending. And then there's a conference in November, and then there's another home visit in February to again talk about where the child's abilities are at. You know, do they need some assistance in social emotional skills, or is it some academic skill? Is it gross motor? Those kinds of things. They'll focus on with the parent, work with the parent, so that the parent can work with their child at home.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So just to kind of recap for you guys, Head Start for 3 and 4-year-olds by December 1st, a free program for those who qualify if you meet that 100% federal income level poverty line. But also if you have some additional kind of risk factors or things you're dealing with in your life, those help you qualify as well. We'll post in the comment section below for you as well any of the links or documents that we reference while we're chatting about it, so it's easy for you to find and easy for you to share, because we don't want to just be talking to those families that qualify at this moment. If you are a family member that has somebody that might qualify, share this information with them. It is so essential and so valuable, and the fact that we have 2 spots that we haven't filled yet that are at risk for losing, it just makes that more important that if we can continue to serve our Whitmore Lake community with these spots, we need to fill them. So it's at risk. If we don't fill them next year, we can only serve the same amount of families as we were serving this year. So,
and it could even happen this year as well.
This
we
year
could lose
too.
those spots this year if we do not fill them.
Great. So help us share that information. So we'll move right on to the next one, which is somewhat kind of similar to Head Start with some differences. You guys in your ECC lingo say GSRP, which is I've learned is Great Start Readiness Program. So Leah, let's chat about that. What age group, what days, what times, what do you need to do to qualify?
This program is very similar to Head Start. However, this is a state-funded program.
Okay.
So a couple different regulations. For this program, you have to be 4 by September 1st. It does not take 3-year-olds. I'm sorry, December 1st.
December 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was September 1st. They've changed it to December
Great.
1st. Basically, we kind of do the same things. A physical is required, a dental is required.
Now, when you say that's required, what do you mean exactly? Do we provide support for them to get that done, or they have to get it done and bring it with them?
Yep. Well, if a family, say they haven't gone to a dentist yet, maybe the child doesn't have a dental home yet, we will supply, kind of a list of saying, these are some local dentists. I just recently, for our Head Start families, sent out a list saying, these are the popular dentists that a lot of our families use. If you don't have one yet, you may want to try one of these dentists.
Okay.
And we will follow up, if they haven't gotten one in, we'll follow up just, asking if they're having trouble finding a dentist, or if they're having trouble getting an appointment.
Okay, great.
So we also follow up with that. They brush their teeth every day in school.
Yep.
Oh, great.
So, and then we talk about dental health. It's really important in our program to talk about dental health. So we do a lot of things. We do fluoride varnish that's free to GSRP and Head Start. So, we have hygienists that come in and do look at children's teeth. And so it's
great.
a big dental program here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Sorry, I interrupted you, Charlie. Continue with your...
I forgot where I was.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Dental health.
So we talked about they have physicals and dentals that are required. The way that GSRP students are selected is different than Head Start. What we do for GSRP is it's based on income.
Okay.
So again, they have to qualify income-wise, but the income limits are higher than than Head Start.
Okay.
You can be up to 250% of the federal poverty line.
Okay.
And then the way those students are selected is based on their income.
Okay.
So the lower percentage of poverty that you're at is how you get selected first. It is broken down into kind of sections.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who is between 100 and 150% of the federal poverty line, those students are selected first.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the students who are between 150 and 200, and then 200 and 250.
Okay. Okay. And they're like 300% if there's some risk factors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They previously just allowed us to enroll students who are up to 300%. However, you have to have at least one of the risk factors set forth by GSRP.
Okay, are those somewhat similar to Head Start risk factors?
Somewhat. Those are set forth by the state.
Okay.
So there's a set of 8 of them, and you have to have at least one of those.
Okay. And we can list those in the comments or provide information in the comments where you can find those to see if you have one of those risk factors. And so just when we say like 250%, 300% of that poverty line, it means like 3 times that amount.
Correct.
Yeah. 2.5 times that amount more than what that poverty line is. Okay, great. Perfect. And is that program free?
Yeah, that program is free as well.
Okay.
The only difference is if you are in that over income bracket between 250 and 300, there is a small tuition of $725, but that covers the entire school year.
Okay.
And we
perfect.
have done scholarships for that in the past as well.
Oh, okay, great.
So if we have a family we really feel needs to be in GSRP, we will do a scholarship. And Child Care Network also provides scholarships for preschool.
That's fantastic. And so similar to Head Start, are there meals that are provided?
Yep, it's the same meal program. So breakfast in the morning, lunch in the afternoon, and a snack before they go home. Our classes for our 4-year-olds is a blend of Head Start and GSRP students, so they're together.
Okay.
So they get all the same, classroom services, the meals, the toothbrushing, rest time.
Okay, great. And is the process to apply very similar?
It's actually the exact same. Yep, you go to the website,
Handy.
and then again they send it to me. I contact you, and then you'll come in and we'll go over the your income and everything, and we'll do the intake interview.
Okay. And again, that's for 3 and 4-year-olds or just 4-year-olds?
Just 4.
Yeah,
Just 4-year-olds.
GSRP is only 4-year-olds.
4-year-olds by December 1st. Okay, great. And that's a full day, similar, Monday through Thursday,
Yep.
some Fridays.
Some Fridays. Yep.
Okay, great. All right. I guess next is tuition preschool. So in addition to Head Start, GSRP, we have
We have
tuition.
tuition preschool, and tuition preschool is a tuition-based program. So,
Meaning people pay for it.
right,
Correct.
people pay for that program. Some scholarships, again, Child Care Network sometimes sponsors that. We do take child care subsidy through DHS, so we also will take that as well. Tuition preschool is half day, full day. Either one you can choose. You can do 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week.
Okay.
Depending on what you need. We do have before and after care through Kids Club program. So we do have that available. That's also tuition based, so you're paying for that additionally over and above the tuition preschool. We run it the same exact way as the other programs. We use creative curriculum. Our assessment tool is the same, except in tuition preschool, families bring the food. They bring snack. A lot of times they share snack. They bring their own lunches, so that's the way it's different. We do not provide any meals. They brush their teeth like the other classrooms. Like I said, same curriculum. If they need resources, Charlie's there. The teachers know how to get those resources. So we try to incorporate everything that we do with them as well.
Okay. What does a full day time look like? What time does that?
It's 7 hours.
7
hour day.
The full day class is 8:15 to 3:15.
Okay.
The half day class is 8:15 to 11:15.
Okay.
Just in the morning for
Just
that
in the
half
morning.
day.
Yep. And our Early Childhood Center is accredited
Yes.
and licensed.
And we're licensed, yep.
Yep.
Which is great. Good thing to hang our hats on. That's awesome. Good job. All right, let's see. And you guys, in addition to the time in the classroom, you guys do field trips, you do spirit days.
We try to incorporate what we do at the elementary school at the preschool level as much as we can, so that there's a smoother transition. So like when they did spirit days at the elementary school, we did the same things here.
That's
For
great.
homecoming
When
week,
they
yep.
have events at the elementary school, we incorporate that with the preschool. But we also do things that are just preschool here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we'll do a couple night events throughout the year based on different themes. We try to do as many special days throughout the year as possible. Tuesday for Halloween is Pajama Day.
Okay.
The teachers love to schedule as many pajama days as we can. So
A perk of working in early childhood.
lots of
Yeah.
lots of pajama days. The classes recently went to Kensington for their farm. And they explored the farm and the animals, and
That's great.
they had a hayride. And
Okay. To kind of put you on the spot a little bit, because I mean, parents have so many choices, right, in terms of preschool in the area. Like, what kind of sets you guys apart from all of those other choices?
Well, for us, we have everything under one roof. So you can do tuition preschool, the GSRP, the Head Start. You can do our early childhood special ed program. We have play groups 2 days a week. We also have, we call it a seamless transition to kindergarten. We have a really strong connection with our kindergarten teachers. They're very aware of what's going on in preschool. They will come here, they observe our kids. We also have occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech pathologists, which is not just for our preschool kids here.
Okay.
There's somebody out here who lives in the district and they're concerned about their child. They can come here and we can screen them for them.
Okay.
So if you're not involved in our preschool program, you can still come to playgroup. We want you here. So
anyone within the community of Whitmore Lake or like our district.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have people that have come from Ann Arbor, Dexter, Pinckney.
We sometimes get surrounding areas.
Right, people will come.
Okay. Is that just of playgroups or the other services?
Some of the tuition programs as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there are residency restrictions for Head Start and DSRP.
Okay.
Which I guess we should have mentioned. Excuse me. For Head Start, you have to live either in the Whitmore Lake School District or in Washtenaw County.
Okay.
DSRP is a little more lax. You can be from Washtenaw County, but you can also be from another county. And what we do is called a cross-county enrollment.
Okay. Because Livingston County, I mean, is like
it's right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's we get a lot of families that way. So.
Okay. And then so the speech pathologist, all of that. Anybody in our area that wants to take advantage of those services with ages 0 to 5 can come in here.
Right.
What's the process for them? Do they reach out to Charlie? Like,
They can call, email, stop in. Sometimes when we have open houses, we'll notice a child may have some speech concerns, and we'll talk to the parent, connect with our speech pathologist that way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're really good about noticing those kinds of things with children.
Great.
And sometimes it's just their age.
Right. Well, and generally, children who maybe like 0 to 3, usually the doctor referring them to a service called Early On.
Okay.
And they help children with maybe developmental delays, and they receive, speech services, occupational services.
Oh, great.
Generally, we mostly see families once they turn 3, once they age out of the Early On system. It only goes up to 3, and then starting from 3 and beyond is mostly when we start giving them services.
I think it's important to mention there is an early Head Start program that serves children 0 to 3 in our school district, but we do not run that program personally. It's through our ISD.
Okay.
And that program, if parents have a child that's age 0 to 3, let us know. So if you meet those income guidelines, we can get you into those programs. It is also for pregnant women.
Okay.
So, and then once you've aged out of early Head Start, then we look at your income again, and then you may qualify for Head Start.
Right, and it does give you kind of a leg in or a leg up. It's once if you're in early Head Start, it's kind of like, okay, well, let's get him into Head Start. We do that transition. Early Head Start is a home-based program.
Oh,
so
okay.
the home visitor comes out to the family once a week and works with them in the home versus them coming out to a class.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love that concept that it's a smooth transition from kind of preschool to kindergarten. So if you're really interested in attending Whitmore Lake Public Schools for kindergarten, the tuition, preschool or Head Start or GSMP, within our district are a great resource to kind of get you in there and meeting friends and getting to know the people that you'll be working with, our staff, and fantastic. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Anything to share that we didn't cover?
I think it's important to know that all of our children are individuals. So we do a lot of assessing of children so we can see where they're at so that we can work with them individually and work with the families. I think that's really important that every child, we don't see every child as needing to be at this point. Everybody's an individual. So our teachers work really hard at that, making sure they connect with families at any time. Most of our families do drive. We do not provide transportation except for our ECSE class. So we see our families every day, several times a day.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
so we have a really good relationship with families. We'll talk in the hallway, or they come into the office quite often.
And that's just kind of like the Whitmore Lake way, right?
Yeah.
We say we provide exceptional personalized education, and we actually we truly do. That's we meet our mission, which is fantastic. Okay. Do we have any comments? Any questions?
Comments, no questions.
No comments, no questions. Okay. Well,
can we go back? We didn't really mention the playgroups.
Yes, let's highlight playgroups.
So I want to talk about playgroups. We run a playgroup every Friday for children 0 to 5, and that's here right in our building. It's in our tuition classroom, actually. And there is a $20 registration fee for the year, and then it's $2 each time the family visits.
Okay.
And again, that's 0 to 5. There is also a playgroup that comes in. We don't run the playgroup, but we give them the space to do the playgroup. And that is run by an early Head Start worker who services the Whitmore Lake area.
Okay.
And she comes in the first and third Wednesdays of the month. That is for children 0 to 3, and that one is free.
Oh, okay,
But they
great.
can come in here and have playgroup as well.
Fun. That's great.
Yeah.
And then just to give, because we love it when people view in on our Facebook Lives, right? So let's give our comment people some heads up. Peggy Hart said good information. A little shout out to her.
That's my mom.
Gotta love moms and show
course.
show support. I love it. Shannon Morton, one of our staff members, ECC is the best. We have Mary Langer. Thank you, ladies, for all you do. And hi, Tammy. I think Tammy must be viewing in. Alicia Campbell, great program. Thanks, Alicia. And then Shannon Morton, yay, PJ Day. We know, Steph, I'm jealous of PJ Day.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. All right, ladies, well, thank you so much for joining us. This is our first kind of program spotlight here at Whitmore Lake Public Schools. We're going to be back next week. I believe it's Wednesday. We're going to be meeting with our instructor for our after-school sport programs, our fun time sport camps, Coach Steve, next Wednesday. So you guys can tune in here to learn about those offerings for our kiddos over at the elementary school. But thanks so much. Happy
Thank you.
Friday.
Yeah.
Everyone have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
And I
Have a
hope
great
we see you
weekend.
soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll hope to see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.